Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to give y'all a tour of my updated animal room. So right when you enter, the first thing you see is this wooden laundry hamper that I actually use my rabbit's hay. I love that it keeps their hay secured and ventilated so it doesn't get moldy, but it also keeps it outside of those guys' reach. And he's being so adorable right now. Next to this wooden hay box, I have this faux laminate flooring that I made a tutorial on. I really wanted to have laminate flooring in here, but I couldn't because it was carpeted. So I came up with this DIY alternative, which is really helpful, especially now with my rabbits having such awful litter habits since their neuters have been pushed back due to the COVID lockdowns. So I'm loving this faux laminate flooring because I can just wipe up any extra pee and sweep up any extra poo. So I'm loving this. This setup is a lot more simplistic than what I'd usually do for my rabbits and what I usually recommend. But like I said, they've been having really awful litter habits. This is all from just like 30 seconds of them being in the cage. So I'm sure you can imagine how bad it gets after a day. So I've opted for a more simplistic setup, mainly to help me keep up with all of the mess. Right now, their pen is this beautiful clear sheet dog pen from Amazon. I love it because I was looking at some different plexiglass alternatives and they were very expensive. So I love that I found this budget-friendly option. After their neuters and if their litter habits improve, which I'm sure they will, I'm actually going to be free roaming them in this pet room, which I'm so excited, and I want to do a whole video talking about it since I was a little hesitant at the beginning, and I'm going to explain my reasoning and why I'm going to end up free roaming them. So in this cage setup, they have this NIC Heidi house. This NIC Heidi house right here. I really like it because it is a Heidi house, but it also doubles as a second level for them to jump on top of. They also have their two different water bowls. There's one right here and one right there. This is an automatic 3-gallon waterer, which is really great since rabbits drink a ton of water. So if they ever do run out of water, they have multiple sources, and this really never runs out because it has so much water. On top of their Heidi house is this blanket, which allows them to double as a second level, and it keeps it a little bit warmer and cozier inside. I also have two different litter boxes here, and they're filled with a bunch of orchard grass hay. I personally don't use Timothy hay. They're being so cute. But I personally don't use Timothy hay because it really irritates my allergies. So that's their very simplistic setup. If you guys are concerned why there's no blankets or any type of padding on the floor, first of all, they do have access to free roam type in this carpeted room, so that works really well. And I've never personally had any issues with sore hocks for these guys. I need to do a whole video about sore hocks, but I think a lot of people think that they're more common than they really are. And a lot of people don't understand how sore hocks develop and how different rabbit genetics could play into that. So I'll do a whole video on that. But both my rabbits have pretty good hocks, so I haven't had any issues with that. And with this laminate flooring just being on top of the carpet, it flexes, so it's really not going to mess with their hocks too much. They are being so cute. I don't even think he's grooming Sachin. I think he's just grooming himself, but Sachin is such a needy boy. He's just pretending. So moving on from the rabbit's cage, over here I have this really beautiful live edge table. I can't help it. I'm just saying beautiful for everything because I love this room so much. But I have this really nice live edge table here, and I love that it's live edge wood because there's nothing else in the world that's going to look exactly like it. And I also love the height because it's a little bit shorter than a desk, but it's taller than a coffee table, so it's a great surface for me to come and place any knickknacks on. And I can also put animals on top of here if I'm doing health checks or clipping nails, or I can just put different supplies that I'm trying to bring down. So I love having this area. Underneath, I have this little night light just because when it's nighttime, like right now, you guys can kind of see me, hi. But when it's nighttime, this room gets pitch black, and I don't think it's a huge deal, but I do like having this night light here, just add a little bit of light to the room. I also have this huge dog bed, which doesn't look ridiculous, but if you saw my dog, he is like 7 pounds. It looks a little ridiculous when he sleeps on it, but I swear that smaller dogs love bigger beds. So let me know what you guys think about that, because this is my dog's favorite bed, and it's completely unnecessary. Moving on again, if you keep hearing those noises, those are my sugar gliders. I have 4 of them in this triple stack Critter Nation cage. I really love this cage because it gives them a lot of height. It's 3 feet wide and it's 6 feet tall. Also, I forgot to mention, their cage is 42 inches long by 84 inches wide, which equates to about roughly 24 square feet. The minimum per each rabbit, according to the House Rabbit Society, is 8 square foot, and I do personally think that minimum is a little bit too small, but my point is that they still have tons of space, so they aren't deprived or anything like that, and they also get free roam time. So don't worry about the rabbits, because you guys are very popular and a lot of people worry about you. Back to the sugar gliders. This is their very massive enclosure. I used a chair to actually access the top of it because it's way taller than me. So I have a whole cage tour if you guys are interested. Moving on past the sugar gliders cage, I have this little trash can that I just use for trash. And I have this plastic bin that I use for the different plastic toys in my sugar gliders cage so that I can move them up and wash them upstairs. Then over here, I have, again, beautiful, because I love it. This is probably my favorite piece in the room. This is his West Elm kind of console dresser thing, and I actually got it for a really good deal off of a used furniture website. So it's not in perfect condition and it has a lot of scratches, but I think it's really pretty. This stores all of my different animal supplies, and it also hides all the cords behind it because the Wi-Fi is in this room, so this way it keeps the rabbits out of it. Over here, I have this heater only because this room is in the basement, so I do like that it can get a little bit warmer if it needs to, and this also doubles as an AC because it can go up to 60 degrees, so I love having this AC/fan in here. Then I have this Wi-Fi device, not relevant. I have a random sugar glider stuff in here because they honestly have way too many toys and it doesn't all fit in here. Let me know if you guys want a full video about all the organization in here, but I just have a bunch of their food, fleeces, and this is probably the most obnoxious drawer. This is all the sugar gliders junk. They literally have way too much stuff. And next to the West Elm console is a little slim laundry basket. I love it so much. It's so tiny and it's so cute. And my pets pretty much need their own laundry day because between the rabbits' blankets and the sugar gliders' fleeces, there's a lot of stuff to wash. So I like having this laundry basket in here so I can just keep up with their laundry. Then moving over, there's this closet, which actually my family uses, so there's no animal stuff in here. Then over here, which is right by the door, there's this chair over here, and there's a little air purifier at the bottom, which is usually plugged in, only to help keep the air quality as good as I can in here, because I have a lot of small animals who have pretty sensitive respiratory systems, so anything I can do to give them a better quality life, I will. This chair looks really old and dingy because it's what I used to actually paint the room, but I might replace it in the future when I'm willing to spend a little bit more coin. And I just wanted to talk about the fact that a lot of these animal rooms don't have any type of seating, which is ridiculous. I don't know how you can have a room for your animals and not have any place for the human animal to sit. This is my enclosure. This is the rabbit's enclosure, and that's the sugar glider's enclosure. And this is my little enclosure. And then over here, right by the door, I have this little dust mask that I hate wearing because it makes me feel all hot and stuffy. But always wear masks, guys. They're really important, especially now. But I have this little mask here because I'm very allergic to the rabbits. So if my allergies are particularly bad one day, I'll just wear it to help my allergies. And we're pretty much back to where we started with the hay box, the rabbit's cage, the dog bed, and the sugar glider cage. The last thing I want to show you guys is probably, in my opinion, the coolest thing. And that's this sugar glider netting thing that I made. So this wall starts right where the console table is, and I would eventually like it to stretch all the way over. I just ran out of the netting, but this is so much fun for them. This is actually a plastic mesh that most people use in gardens, and it's safe to use for sugar gliders. A lot of people use metal wiring, but that's not the most ideal for them because the metal can actually cause UTIs. So I love that this is a plastic coated mesh. and it's really good for them to climb and glide off of, and I really want to start doing more trick trainings with them, and I want to teach them to glide onto me on command. So I'm so excited to have this. I also brought it underneath a little bit so I can hang their different toys, so just to have them more enrichment. The rest of the room is also pretty bare, mainly for the rabbits. Rabbits love having clutter and different things to keep them occupied, but they also really do need a big open space for them just to run and binky and have a blast. So I do leave this place pretty empty. When they do have playtime, I go into my hoard of supplies, and I sometimes put different things out here, like different tunnels and blankets and different foraging toys. But as of right now, I like to keep it clean and empty so that it looks really pretty and it gives them a nice open space for them to play. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love this room so much. I know it's probably not the most impressive pet room on YouTube, but I'm so happy with it. I always see a lot of these pet rooms that are crammed with animals, and that's not what I want personally. I want to have fewer animals, but I want them all to have the best quality care. Instead of getting more animals, I really want to focus my time on the animals I do have, and I want to make sure that when the time comes for them to pass, I don't want to feel any regrets about the type of life they lived. So I'm so glad that I'm able to provide this for them, and I'm so happy in the future to provide even more, especially for my rabbits who will be free roaming the room. So be sure to stay updated and subscribe if you guys are excited to see what other fun things these pets are going to get. The sugar gliders really wanted to end off this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and be sure to let me know any comments or questions that you have. I love interacting with you guys in the comments. I think that's my cue to end. Thank you guys. Bye.